You've heard the saying, no doubt, that if you're a hammer, everything is a nail. If you think one idea of salvation is this, then every problem starts to look like the thing that fits your solution. And so for a lot of us, maybe you grew up hearing this in church, the hammer is, or the answer of salvation is, well, Jesus saves individuals. Jesus saves individual souls. And so then whatever the problem is, you say, aha, boom, let's just apply that tool to it. This is the right tool. Now, a hammer can get a lot of stuff done, but it's not always the right tool for the job. And so if we just fix in our mind that salvation is Jesus saves individual souls, this is my hammer, every problem you encounter will be reconfigured to fit your predetermined solution. Let's give you some examples of this. You say, well, what should we do about injustice in the world? Boom, Jesus saves individual souls. What should we do about corporate greed? Boom, Jesus saves individual souls. What should we do about gun violence? Boom, Jesus saves individual souls. And you could name a problem. It all seems to fit. But that's not necessarily because we're using the right tool. It's just that we have a predetermined solution, and so we retrofit the problem to match. Right off the bat, we're gonna do some rethinking tonight. I also want us to consider that your idea of a solution depends on your definition of the problem. Your idea of a solution depends on your definition of a problem. And so if someone were to ask you, a friend, a neighbor, a colleague, and you said, I've been saved, like, oh, it's great. What have you been saved from? Hell, angry God, death, destruction. There's a popular atheist meme that shows a gentle German Jesus with long blonde hair and blue eyes knocking on the door, and it says, behold, I stand at the door and knock, and it says, what happens if we don't let you in, Jesus? Then I'm going to destroy you all and send you to hell. Like, tell me why I should let you in again, is how How do you answer that question? What does Jesus exactly save us from? I want to present to you a couple of ways of how we approach the problem. We think the problem is bad behavior, and so then we think the solution is personal forgiveness. We think the problem is a wicked society. Oh, what a terrible world. And so the solution, we imagine, salvation, is an escape to heaven. We think the problem is a fallen creation, stuff that doesn't work right. There's viruses, there's diseases, there's storms. And so the solution must be for everything to just burn already. This is how we leave that chart up there, and you can just ponder that for a moment. Now, maybe you're looking at that and you're like, well, I mean, Glenn, isn't some of those things true? Yes. Isn't there personal forgiveness as part of what happens in God's saving work? Yes. Isn't there a heaven? Yes. Isn't there a sense in which the world as we know it will come to a kind of end? Yes. It's kind of true, but just true enough to keep us from seeing something more beautiful than that. Any music lovers in the room? What if you went and listened to a beautiful symphony, let's say a Tchaikovsky symphony or something, and you're listening to it and your friend says, what is it you love about Tchaikovsky? And you say, well, I'll tell you, it's because it goes from the one, and then it has an interval of the third, and then it goes down to a seventh, and then it goes up a fifth. And your friend says, I have no idea why you love this music, because you just reduced a symphony to a series of mathematical intervals. Or if I said to you, if you came back from seeing a great piece of art in a museum, and I said, what was so captivating about Rembrandt's painting of the prodigal son? And you say, wait. Instead of showing it to you, let me just pull out my Etch-a-Sketch here. So no, we can't do it justice. Well, let's try another metaphor. The Mona Lisa. I've been fortunate enough to be able to see it in the Louvre in Paris. When you look at the Mona Lisa, what's the most legendary part of the Mona Lisa? What people say? Come on, you can talk to me. Her smile. Now, what if some museum curator took over the Louvre and decided that they were going to be very clever about things, and they said, well, we all know that all that anyone wants to see about the Mona Lisa is her smile, and so we're going to reframe it, and we're going to crop everything else off with our mat, and we're going to put like the most elaborate frame until all you can see is her smile. You'd say, well, that's kind of a strange decision. And you're like, I know, but this is all that anybody really cares about. It's her smile, so just, that's all we need to see, lips. Like, well, you're missing the beauty of it. This is what I'd like to suggest to you tonight. It's not that forgiveness and heaven and judgment are not actually part of the story. It's just that we've cropped out so much, we're missing the beauty of it.